Hi everybody, Tom Peters here, Mr. Opal, the Opal in the rough, with a sneak peek, not really sneaky, not really a peek, at some of the programs coming up in Opal in February 2010. As you know, most Opal programs are free and open to anybody worldwide who wants to come in. You don't need to register, you just need to show up and participate. But on next Tuesday, February 9th, 2010, beginning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central, 9 Mountain, 8 a.m. Pacific, and 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, we're going to have a beginning of a series of 9 one-day online conferences that charge a modest registration fee. The series is called Trendy Topics, and next Tuesday we'll be talking about social networking. Over the course of the day, a group of presenters such as Meredith Farkas, Lauren Jensen, Joe Murphy, Beth Duttlinger, Rhonda Truman, Rebecca Teasdale, Allison Miller, Matt Gullett, and Cynthia Hart will explore and discuss with participants how libraries and librarians can use the plethora of social networking tools to build and sustain communities of interest. On the Opal calendar, www.opal-online.org/programs, progs chrono.htm. We've got a list to link to the conference website. The co-organizers of the Alliance Library System, headquartered in East Peoria, Illinois, and TAP Information Services right here on Monkey Mountain in west central Missouri. Then on Thursday, February 11th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 Central, noon Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, we're going to be chatting with a couple of co-authors of a new book called How Green is My Library? The co-authors are Net Himmel and Sam McBain, and they're noting that while there's a broad spectrum of ecological sophistication within libraries nationwide, and some regions of the country are at the forefront of sustainable design and operations, other regions and libraries are just beginning or have yet to integrate materials recycling into their daily practices. So we'll be chatting with Ned and Sam about their new book and how libraries can become green and even greener. Thursday, February 16th, 2010 is going to be a very busy day in Opal. We're going to kick off at 2 Eastern, 1 Central, noon Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time with another Filbert roundtable discussion of the future of libraries, books, and reading. This is a monthly discussion. We just get together to talk about what's happening with reading and libraries and books. It's a monthly, as the world turns, believe me. I imagine on February 16th we'll be discussing the new Apple iPad and what that might mean for the future of libraries, books, and reading. Then later that day, at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 6 Mountain, and 5 Pacific, we'll be discussing the American Short Story Series again with Professor Lauren Logsdon out of Eureka, Illinois. And we'll be discussing The Cask of Amontillado by Edgar Allan Poe, a very good story. First published in 1846, The Cask of Amontillado tells the tale set in Italy during the carnival celebrations. Montresor feels that he has suffered 1,000 injuries from Fortunato and decides to seek revenge, a grisly revenge, gruesome revenge. Then later that evening, Tuesday, February 16th, beginning at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 Central, 8 Mountain, 7 Pacific, we'll be having a discussion of the novel American Rust by Philip Meyer, which is a monthly meeting of the Waiting for the Other Gumshoe to Drop mystery book discussion group. In this fine first novel from Philip Meyer, Isaac English and Billy Poe, recently graduated from high school from Boole, a rusting and dying town in western Pennsylvania, decide to head out for California. Of course, mayhem and death ensue. Frustrated hopes and small-town secrets are revealed. This novel was named a notable book for 2009 by the New York Times Book Review. Then on February 18th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 Central, noon Mountain, 11 a.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, the Library of Congress is going to have another of its monthly sessions about highlighting some of the wonderful treasures they have in their collections. I don't have all the details yet on this particular one, but they're planning to take a fond look back at the first decade of a new century, not the 21st century, but the 20th century. So we'll be looking back 100 years to see what were the trends and the hot topics of that first decade of the 20th century. That's what we have so far lined up for Opal programs in February 2009. Do check the Opal calendar for new events. The OPAL website again is www.opal-online.org. I'll also mention that just in closing here that on Friday and Saturday, March 5th and 6th, we're going to have a very interesting two-day conference called The Future is Now, Libraries and Museums in Virtual Worlds. As you may or may not know, libraries and museums are becoming very active in three-dimensional worlds, virtual worlds such as Second Life, active worlds, and places like that. Over the course of this two-day conference, there will be keynote speeches, presentations, panel discussions, tours, demonstrations, even social events in OPAL, Second Life, especially ALA Island and Second Life, and in other virtual worlds. Again, this is one of those situations rare in OPAL where we are asking people to pay a small, modest registration fee. The conference website is listed on the OPAL calendar. The co-organizers of the event are the ALA VCL MIG, which is the Virtual Communities and Libraries Member Initiative Group, the ACRL VWIG, which is the Virtual Worlds Interest Group, the Alliance Library System, and TAP Information Services. And our generous sponsor is Learning Times, an open community of education and training professionals. So that is indeed a quick peek, sneak peek at what's happening in OPAL in February 2010, with even a sneakier peek into the beginning of March of 2010. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks.